Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to Madam Siti Nadia binti Muhammad Ali. My name is Siti Humairah binti Rozaiman and I'm going to present about observation method with my group members. So before I start the presentation, I'm going to introduce all the group members. Me, myself, Siti Humairah Dania, Nur Irdina Ainn, Nur Irdina, Saidatul Sazlyana and Zarifah Rusydina. Introduction of direct observation. It is the most commonly used method in collecting statistical data, like identifying problems or opportunities, gathering available facts, and gathering new data in making wise and effective decisions. It enables the researcher to record the actual data that is not influenced by what people say or think. That's all from me, and I'm going to pass the presentation to the next presenter, which is Zarifah Rusydina. Thank you.
Thank you, Dania. Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zarifah Rusydina. So I will tell you about the advantages of direct observation. So for the first advantages of direct observation, it is the most common and the simplest method of data collection. It is because it does not require much technical knowledge. So for the second advantages, it is the main base and very useful for creating an assumption. This is because by observing continually, the researcher may get well acquainted with the observed and get to know about their problems, challenge, and many other things. So I will pass the next advantages to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Zarifah. Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Irdina binti Ibrahim. Here I will continue the presentation with the advantages of direct observation. Third, the advantages of direct observation is it can get a greater accuracy, where observers can check the accuracy of data directly from the respondent by observation method. So, the data is true based on the respondent opinions. An observer can apply various devices to test the reliability of their respondent, such as interview and record review. Fourth, the observation is the only appropriate tool for certain cases. This is because observation can deal with phenomena which are not capable of giving spoken information about their action, feelings, and activities simply for the reason that they cannot speak. For example, infants or animals. It is very important for studies on infants who can neither understand the objective of the researcher nor express themselves clearly. For example, respondents who is deaf, dumb person, shy person, and for a person who do not understand the language of the observer. So, direct observation will be the only appropriate tool for this situation. That's all from me, then I will pass this presentation to the next presenter.
Thank you, Irdina. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Irdina Ainn. Next, I'm going to present the disadvantages of observation method. Despite the advantages that has achieved, the observation study, however, has a little control over extraneous variables that may affect the data. The presence of the observer and the error involved in human observation and the recording of data, which may remain out of control. These are likely to bias the observations to a great extent. Having no other option, but only has to depend on the documents that are available. The second point is difficulties in quantification. Measurement in observational studies generally takes the form of observers' unquantified perceptions rather than the quantitative measures often used in the survey and experimental studies. As we know, observation involves a lot of time and one has to wait for an event to happen to study that particular event. So that is all from me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter, Yana. Thank you.
Thank you to Irdina. Hi, Assalamualaikum, and my name is Saidatul Sazlyana Azleen Binti Azle. I will continue to share with you about next point of disadvantage of the observation method. Okay, the third point is smallness in sample size. Because observational studies are generally conducted in depth with data that are often subjective and difficult to quantify, the sample size is usually kept at a minimum. Also, in a depth of the observation studies generally require that they are conducted over an extended period than the survey method or experiments. This further tends to limit the size of the sample. And last, no opportunity to learn past. In an observational study, there is no way to know the past. It is also difficult to gather information on such topics such as intentions, optionals, attitude, or preference. This technique can generate either quantitative or qualitative data, but tends to be used more for small-scale exploratory studies than for large-scale quantitative studies. This is because it is usually requires a relatively highly skilled observers and analyze prolonged periods of observations and high cost per unit for observations. That's all from our group. Thank you. Have a good day.